Implementation in Verilog. So in last videos we have covered the implementation of counter and the implementation of RAM and the implementation of Johnson counter. So if you haven't watched yet, so first of all go and watch this video and then start this ALU project. So this is our project 4 of Verilog Project Series. So today we have to design a 4-bit ALU. Like you have to design in Verilog, and this is your 2 operand, like your operand is of 4-bit and you have to consider a 3-bit opcode. Okay, so first of all let me give a clear idea about the project and then we will start implementing in Verilog. So let me give you a clear understanding of project. So suppose see, consider you have an ALU and this ALU is synchronized with your clock. So whenever your pulses of clock will arise, whenever your positive edge of clock is arise, so you can check at that instance of time. Okay, so whenever your pulses is arise, so you have to check your reset. If your reset is high, so your result will low, or you can say whenever your reset is high, so your result will be 0, and whenever your reset is low, your result will be as per operation. So whatever operation you are performing, like addition, subtraction, XOR, and so whatever operation you are performing, so the result of that operation you are getting if your reset is low. So this is how you have to configure. So see, you have one clock signal, you have one reset signal, okay, and along with that you have 2 operands, let's say A and B, and you have one result signal and your operand should be of 4 bit, so 3 down 0. So to get this we are considering result should be 5 bit. Okay, and you have one control signal, or you can say opcode signal. So your opcode will basically say which operation you want to perform. Like if your value of opcode will 0, so you can perform addition operation. If your value of opcode is 1, so you are performing subtraction operation. And this is how your opcode will give a idea about what operation we have to perform. So before wasting the time, let's start the code implementation. So see, here I have mentioned the requirement, like we have to consider a clock. So first of all, let's start implementation. So let's write a module. So module, okay, and the module name was ALU. So we are considering ALU, and you have clock, reset, and consider 2 operands A and B, and you have one opcode which will give you, like your opcode will suggest you which operation you have to perform, and along with that you have result. Okay, so this much signal you want in your ALU implementation. Now let's declare its port. So input wire, clock and reset is of single bit, and then input wire, your both opcode, so your both operands should be of 4 bits, so 3 down 0. Your first operand is A and second operand is B. So this is how you can write it down, and your opcode should be of 3 bit only. So input wire, 2 down 0, and opcode. Okay, so we have configured all the input ports. Let's declare the output ports. So output reg, and your output should be of 5 bit. So your output should be of 5 bit. So result, okay, result, okay. So this is how you can declare your port. Now let's write the logic. So always whenever your positive edge of clock will arise, so always at the rate positive edge of clock, let's consider one begin and block. Okay, so whenever your positive edge of clock will arise, you can check your reset. So if your reset is high, so the result value is 0. So whenever your result value is high, you are getting your result as 0. Okay, and whenever it's low, you are performing some operation. So see, it is better to use case statement here, because we are comparing something, so it is better to use case statement. So let's consider begin and inside the else block we are using one case statement, and case statement will check the condition of opcode. Okay, so case and case, and now let's write down the logic. So whenever your opcode value should be, so whenever your opcode value is 0 0 0, okay, like our opcode is of 3 bit, so whenever it is 0, so it is basically performing an addition operation. So result and your A plus B. So whenever your opcode is 0, so it is performing addition operation. So here we have mentioned all the cases. So here you can see whenever your case, so here you can see whenever your opcode is 0, so you are basically performing an addition operation, and whenever your opcode is 1, so you are performing a subtraction operation, and whenever your opcode is 2, so you are performing a bitwise AND operation, and for 3 you are performing a bitwise OR, and for 4 you are performing a bitwise XOR, and for 5 you are performing a bitwise NOT. Okay, and for 6 you are performing a left shift operation, logical left shift, and for 7 you are performing logical right shift. So this is how you can implement your test cases, and this is how you can implement your cases. Okay, now let's consider one AND module. So now we have done with the design part. Now start implementing our test bench. So module TB, so we have declared the module AND module. Now first of all we have to consider all the signals. So first of all range, clock, reset, okay, and then range of 3 down 0 AB, and then range of 2 down 0 opcode, and then we have to consider a result which is of 5 bits. So let's say wire 4 down 0 result. Okay, so this is how you can consider your signals. Now let's connect our design with duty. So let's select it from here only. Okay, so we have selected it from here. Now we have selected it. Now let's add duty. Okay, so this is how we have connected our test bench with our design. Now let's start implementation. So first of all we have to generate one clock. So to generate a clock we have to first initialize our clock to 0. So clock is equal to 1 tick B0. Okay, and then after 5 unit of delay, or we can say that we are considering forever loop, and at every 5 unit of time our clock is toggling. So that means if your clock value is 0 initially, then after 5 unit of time it will goes to high, and so on. Okay, so this is how your clock should be initialized or generated. Now let's consider our test cases. So suppose we are considering a task. So in task we are sending our opcode. So let's say we are writing. So to implement test cases it is better to use task. Okay, so we are considering one task where we are sending opcode. Okay, so let's say our opcode should be input, and it sent 3-bit signal. So input 2 down 0 opcode of 1, and we have to send 2 operands also. So input 3 down 0 A1, and similarly like that input 3 down 0 B1. Okay, so we have also considered like okay, so we are here. Okay, so here we had considered task to implement our test cases. So now let's assign the value. So opcode should get, so opcode will get opcode 1 value. So opcode 1, and A is getting A1 and B is getting B1. So this is how you can implement your task. Okay, now let's suppose we are considering one task for reset. So task reset. So task reset. Now at initially your reset should be high, so that means you are not getting anything in your result. So initially we had make our reset high, and then after 10 unit of time we are making our reset to low. Okay, so we are making our reset to low. So here you can perform your operation. Now let's consider here initial begin block, initial begin and. Okay, so first of all let's call the reset task. So we had called our reset task. So what it means? So first of all we had called our reset task, and what it means. So like whenever you are calling your reset, so for first unit of time, so initially it should be 1, and after 10 unit of time it is going to 0. And now we are calling one task our, like here we haven't give any task name, so let's define one task name. So suppose we are writing its operations. Okay, So now let's call our operation task. So see, we are calling our operation task. Now we have to send some opcode and operands. So let's say we have to perform addition operation. So 3 down B 0 0 0 we are sending, and along with that we are sending some input value. So 4 down B 0 0 0 1, and then 4 down B 1 0 0 1. Okay, this is how we can send our input stimulus. Now we have sent our input stimulus. Now, so see here we have call our operation task by using different opcodes and operands. So this is how we have to implement our ALU. So let's try to simulate our code. And before simulating, let's add one dump file to get. So before simulating, let's add one dump file to see our waveform. So initial begin at dollar dump file and dump.vcd. Now dollar dump waves. So this is how you can also see your waveforms in EDA playground. Okay, so here I forgot to add some delay. So our data should be overlapped if we are not adding some delay. So let's say after 10 unit of time. So let's say we are using 10 unit of time delay between two operations. Okay, so we are doing this. So this is how we have inserted our delay, and let's see the waveform. So our dump file is loading, and now you can see here at every passage of clock you have to check your signal. So here see your A value is 1 and your B value is 9, and so in result you are getting 10, and at next passage your opcode is 1, that means we are doing a subtraction. So 13 minus 9 you are getting 4, and this is how you are getting your operations result. So this is how you can also implement your ALU. And still if you have any doubt or wanting a source code of this project, so you can comment it down. Okay, thank you.